At SPC, we're committed to keeping our region connected and moving forward. That's why we're investing over $29 billion in our region's infrastructure over 25 years through the region's long-range transportation plan, Mapping the Future, the Southwestern PA Plan. Mapping the Future prioritizes programs and projects that advance the regional vision of transportation and land use that supports and enhances the regional economy and the communities within it. In terms of making connections, the region's long-range transportation plan is implemented with a series of shorter-term investment plans, known as Transportation Improvement Programs, or TIPs. Each TIP is a step along that 25-year investment in our region's future. The latest step forward is the 2017-2020 TIP, which will invest over $4.9 billion in our transportation system over the next 4 years. Each of us rely on our transportation system every day to get to where we need to go, whether we're going to work, taking our children to school, doing some shopping, going to the park, or heading home. A safe and reliable transportation system is essential to keep us connected and moving forward every day. Our transportation infrastructure doesn't just keep people moving, it also brings us things like food and clothing, sources of energy, and practically everything we need and use every day. Our transportation system connects us to so many parts of our lives, and that's why it's so important to invest in our infrastructure to make sure it's safe, reliable, and efficient. The TIP is comprised of projects and programs that serve multiple transportation modes and connections in our region. Nearly $2 billion will be spent on public transit for buses, T, and park and rides. Over $1.5 billion will go toward roads and bridges, from large gateway spans to our local bridges. Multimodal projects that connect cyclists and pedestrians to work and recreation. Freight projects, moving products to and from our local businesses. Safety projects, such as interchange improvements, realignment of roadways, and railway crossing upgrades. Projects to improve air quality and reduce traffic congestion, like traffic signal enhancements, bike paths, and walking trails. The TIP also includes $1.3 billion in other federal, state, and private funding for interstates, railways, and other major projects. These are the projects that link us to our jobs, schools, homes, and communities.
The TIP is how the region moves from a plan for projects to implementation of projects. It is the implementation tool for the region's plan. It's the set of first-in-line projects to advance the regional vision. Building the TIP is a real collaborative process. All the parties responsible for decisions on transportation investments come together to prioritize and schedule the funding for the near term, 4 years.
Anything that's worthwhile, you have to be able to put the time into it. You have to prepare. You can't just wish for stuff. You have to prepare and then go through the process of doing it. It's almost like a business plan. You have a mission, you have a goal that you want to meet, and then you go through the intellectual process of climbing that ladder.
We have, again, a never-ending supply of roadway and bridge projects, and working closely with the Southwest Pennsylvania Commission, the county planning, the municipalities. You know, it's such a great process that we have in place to seek what opinions and input on exactly what roads and bridges and safety improvement projects and the like that we need to work on.
In order for us to develop the best tip, we do need to reach out to our local municipalities. So having that process with our public participation panel, meeting with our stakeholders, bringing everything to the attention of our planning commission, our commissioners, our local municipalities, it helps us find out what their needs are so that we can look at the whole entire county and then rank it and prioritize it and submit the best tip that's going to benefit the county to the fullest.
Now we're talking about coordinating billions of dollars and a multitude of partners, from neighborhoods and communities, to counties, to the state, all the way to the federal government. And they do work together through the TIP process to move important projects that benefit the 2.5 million people living here. It does take the collective experience and leadership in the Commission and a very strong network of professional people to make these things happen.